Hey everyone, Amer again with another Mission Impossible episode review. This time I'm going to be reviewing Season 1, Episode 15, which is called The Legacy. So we start with Dan going back to the lumber yard where he went in the previous episode for his instructions. This is basically recycled footage, okay? Don't kid yourself. Basically the scenes where you see Dan looking at the different pictures that he's given in his little instruction packet, those are not Stephen Hill's hands. They're actually inserts of somebody else, somebody cheaper for the producers. Somebody else just went in and went through the pictures and they spliced that footage in over there. That happened a lot on the show. The mission: stop 4 sons of senior Nazi officials who are meeting in Zurich in order to collect Adolf Hitler's personal fortune. This was an urban myth, obviously a big thing at the time. I think it's been disproven since then, but let's see what happens. This time, the entire regular team, including Willie, yeah, remember him? Willie is also involved in this one. The IMF knows only one of the 4 people that they're targeting. His name is Paul von Schneer. None of the 4 know each other at all. They've been all kept away from each other, probably for security reasons. There's secrecy and hiding. I guess their parents or leaders figured. Officers Dan and Willie take von Schneer to an office once he arrives at the Zurich airport, and they question him pointedly about what he's doing there, and he mentions something about a meeting, and so they want to know all about the meeting, of course. They get him to empty his pockets, and they go through his stuff. They take all the stuff to another room for inspection, and they try and find some clues about what's going to happen. Using some astrological symbols and a picture on a postcard, they deduce that the meeting is happening at noon today near a courtyard statue in Zurich, and they put von Schneer on ice, with Rollin basically taking his place. He can do that because none of the 4 know each other. Rollin waits as the other 3 appear at the meeting point. Each of them take some chalk, and each of them draw part of a swastika, and then they walk away ominously. They head to a hotel room, where one of the others named Graf tells the group, who consists also of Wolf and Brucker, to give over numbers that they have been taught since childhood, which together will give them a bank account number that they hope will allow them to claim Hitler's fortune. Graf threatens to shoot Rollin when he refuses to give up his numbers, which he realizes is a bluff, as they all need each other for the information. Nobody can afford to shoot anybody or hurt anybody. And they need to remain disciplined in their orders. Rollin says, my orders are to only give my numbers to the bank authority. Graf accedes grudgingly, and as part of their banter, they learn there's more to this than just the bank account. That's just the first step. Rollin reports all of this information to Dan, who sets a plan in motion. First, Cinnamon goes to the bank as a fabulously wealthy countess who is moving to Zurich, and she wants senior banker Alfred Kuderli to be her personal banker, as well as to attend a function at her suite that evening. Rollin prepares to head to the function as well, but Graf stops him, chiding him in turn about the discipline he preached earlier, and why is he going out to a party when, the rest of them are all sitting tight, and, hey man, priorities, right? So Rollin is glumly forced to sit the night out with the other Nazis. At the function, Kuderli is given a spiked drink, and he falls down, surprising the guests. That really kind of seems weird to me, because where do these guests come from? If the guests are there as part of, the whole IMF deal, why are they surprised that Kuderli fell down? Wouldn't they expect it? If they're in on the plan? And if not, if these are just kind of, people, coming from around Zurich and say, hey, come on to this party, where did these 24-hour party people come from then? Like, I don't get it. And all of them have, tuxedos and, it's just weird. Like, how do you arrange that, kind of on the spot like that? Doesn't make sense. Anyway, moving on. Psychiatrist Dr. Lubell is invited in by Dan. He puts Kuderli under hypnosis and tells him that he might be dying. Willie comes into Alfred's cloudy vision as a last rites priest, and Dan, as Alfred's director, demands the bank account number, which Alfred then reveals. Cinnamon then calls Rollin's room, with Graf insisting on listening to the call, so Rollin cuts the call short, because obviously he can't get the information. The next morning, Willie bounces a ball down the stairs to Barney to signal him to get into an elevator with the Nazis. I like how that worked. That enables him to ingeniously pass a matchbook to Rollin with the numbers written inside. Fantastic. I really like that sequence. Kudali gives him the contents of the account, consisting of an envelope with worthless Nazi currency. On closer examination, though, a microdot is found. Graf has a similar one in his pocket watch, as do the others, which they put together in a viewer. How they had a microdot viewer ready, knowing that might be something that they might need, like, is that standard issue in Zurich hotels or something like that? Like, I kind of don't get that. Anyway, Rollin conveniently loses his watch, and when he can't produce it, Graf angrily decks him. He calls hotel manager Dan to report the watch stolen. Dan, Rollin, and Wolf head to Lost and Found to look for it, and on the way, Rollin finds that the watch was in his pocket all along. Wolf gets obviously upset, righteously upset, and Dan takes him out. Looking at his microdot, Rollin is able to complete the map. The men head out, with Cinnamon calling the police to keep Graf distracted. As Rollin predicts, Graf is able to figure out the missing part of the map, given some time. Zurich police arrives to delay Graf and Brooker, but not for long, while the IMF head to their target, finding a crypt which seems to belong to Eva Braun, Hitler's mistress. Instead, they find that the crypt actually does contain 2 dead bodies and nothing else. Anyway, the bad guys do arrive. Brooker shoots Dan, though not fatally, with Rollin shooting Brooker and then smacking Graf around in a fistfight and choking him out. Barney and Willie get Rollin off of him, and Graf runs off. The gunshots reveal the gleam of gold under some of the bricks. The Hitler treasure actually turns out to be the crypt itself. Mission accomplished. I'm going to give this episode a grade of A. I think it is an extremely well-crafted episode. The Nazi dropback actually makes perfect sense in this episode. There are other episodes which try and use it, and they do not use it well. But it really, really works well here. It makes perfect sense. This is really the first episode where I've seen the team kind of really has to piece each bit of it together as they go along. There are some others where they got to find out bits and pieces here or there, but not here where they're basically going in kind of with a blank slate. And they figure out a way to pull it off. The big thing there is they really don't get to be in control of the environment. That's usually a very, very important thing for them, because that's how they pass information, and that's how they put the bad guys usually in the spots where it's most advantageous for them. But they can't do that here. So that means, you know, for style points, you could say this is a rather difficult mission. It's not the typical case. You know, a lot of the times I know I've complained about it's not really fun where the IMF have to solve a mystery. This is not just a mystery, right? This is, I don't quite know the right word, but this is basically a caper where they have to stay one step ahead of the bad guys. The only thing I would say that's not good about this episode, that takes it away from the elite, I didn't like the ending where basically they kind of let Graf go, where Rollin just tells him, "Get out of here, Graf, get out of here," right? They could have found a way to at least, you know, hold the guy for arrest or something, right? That did not make a lot of sense to me. So that bugged me a little bit. On a personal note, Donald Herron, the actor who plays Graf, is actually a Toronto boy. Yay, go Raptors. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Has nothing to do with the episode. Anyway, I really, really did enjoy this one. I'll just point out at the end, you know, great team effort, which is usually a hallmark of all really, really good episodes, where all the team has to come together and really, really contribute. And again, well crafted in every way. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And I'll see you next time.